Are you a developer and you want to add AI agents feature to your application and don't know how? Well, Semantic Kernel is what you need to know for that. In this video, we're going to talk about what is Semantic Kernel, why do we use it, and so much more. Well, let's start with this question. We know software engineering. We know how to write code and develop new features. We want to add an AI agent. What is an AI agent? An AI agent can break tasks, can break a main goal to smaller tasks, and then call many other tools based on them, handle the results. It uses LLMs and so much more, and finally does what we want, okay? Like a personal AI assistant. But how should we do that? Well, first of all, we need a strategy to break down the main goal to smaller steps. For instance, when I say create an image and send it to my friends, it cannot do it in one step. First, it needs to create the image, then send it to my friends, okay? And actually it needs to know my friends, so it needs some memory, some data, which we're going to talk about it later. And the second step is, how should it generate the image? How should it send it to my friend? It needs some tools. It needs some methods. Well, I know that OpenAI is giving us some tools like image generation tools, and we have API for WhatsApp and Telegram, but they need to become a function. Okay, we'll talk about them later. I just want you to know what we need to create an AI agent. The third thing is we need an LLM. We need a connector. It could be OpenAI, it could be Gemini, it could be Grok, or anything else. And the last one is memory. Sometimes we want to give some information to our AI agents and tell it to answer and to work based on those informations. Okay, of course we can use RAG, but somehow we need a database. We need to give it a memory. Okay, these are the things that we need: a connector, some tools, planning a strategy, and memory. Semantic Kernel gives us all of them together. They're pre-built, and Semantic Kernel is a high-level approach to create AI agents. We'll talk about each one in a few minutes, but first let's talk about the benefits of Semantic Kernel. The first one is it gives us a memory for conversations. We can easily remember chat history and conversation history. It helps us a lot. The second one, and maybe the most important one, is Semantic Kernel has a planner which orchestrates tasks for us and knows what is the main goal of the user and creates some steps that will go on and fire one by one to achieve our final result, which is perfect. And it has an agentic behavior which can access to databases, it can access to search engines, search some things, and so much more, which is very interesting. Accessing plugins and functions in an easy way, switching between LLMs with just a simple change, are some other benefits of Semantic Kernel. Now let's get deeper to it. The first thing that we need to know are connectors. Connectors are our LLMs like OpenAI, Gemini, Grok, or anything else. And I've told you that we will introduce them to Semantic Kernel. We say, for instance, I want to use OpenAI. Okay, here's a model I want to use, and this is my API key. And Semantic Kernel handles the rest of that. And when we want to change it, for example, to Gemini, we just change OpenAI to Gemini, and we change the API key and model name, and that's all. All of the codes are same. The second one is plugins. Well, plugins are functions, are tools. It's like some skills that we give to Semantic Kernel. We have two types of plugins. The first one is semantic, and the second one is native. Semantic plugins are plugins that use AI. They use LLM inside them. For example, we send a prompt and we tell the LLM to handle it. Of course, we can give each semantic plugin some configurations, some settings. For instance, we can say how much creativity you can use, how much tokens you can generate, and so much more. So for example, we have a funny image generator plugin. Okay, the name is funny image generator. In the settings, I say you get a prompt and you're going to create an image based on that for the user. The image must be funny. Okay, and I tell it that you're so creative. I set the creativity to 1. It's a number between 0 and 1. I set it to 1, so it's so creative, and I pass the user prompt to it, and it generates the image for me. But on the other hand, native functions are functions in your own programming language. For example, if you're using Python, you just create a function and it can do anything. You can access to the database inside that, you can call an API, you can do mathematics and so much more. They are your own functions, and Semantic Kernel can call them. And the beauty is, when it's planning the tasks, it's going to combine your functions and AR functions together, so you can do much more complex tasks. That's what makes an AI agent very strong. And Planner. Planner is a majestic thing in Semantic Kernel. Well, it's going to plan for us. It knows the final goal of the user, and it makes smaller steps which are going to call one by one to achieve the final goal. We have 2 types of planners: sequential planner and action planner. Sequential planner creates a chain of steps, so they're going to run one by one. The first one's results, the first one output is the income of the second one. The second one output is the income inputs of the third one. It's going to run one by one. But the action planner can understand more advanced logics. It can handle conditions, it can handle loops, so it's going to do much more for us. And memory. We can save information to Semantic Kernel memory. If you have access to other and memory. We can save information to Semantic Kernel's memory, so it's going to use and can access to them later whenever it needs. We can use vector DBs here as well. For example, we can use Qdrons, we can use weavites, and so much more. We can use local databases as well, like SQLites. It all depends on you. If you want to use a vector DB, we have a video for that in our channel. But the main part is first you need to embed your data, then save it to the vector DBs, and you can easily search in that and get the results. And for AI, vector DB is a perfect option. And by using all of these 5 features in Semantic Kernel, we're going to have a strong AI agent that can do many things for us. Let's take a look at some examples. For instance, I want a personal AI assistant. Okay, I'm going to tell it that tell my friends that I'm going to visit him tonight. Okay, it's going to find my friend. Okay, whether via an API or whether in its memory. Then it's going to message him on a platform like WhatsApp. So we need a function, we need a plugin that has access to my WhatsApp using WhatsApp API. Okay, these are the plugins that we talked about. It sends the message to my friend. When my friend messages me back, it understands. It reads it, and then it comes back to me and say, hey, this happened. What should I do? Or what should you want to do? It's a very simple example for that. Let's go for a more interesting example. Imagine that you have a smart house and we have access to IoT features and IoT methods. Okay, I say that I want to sleep. I tell to my AI assistant that I want to sleep. Well, based on the information that I gave to it, it can plan some multiple tasks. For example, it turns off the lights, it plays a relaxation music for me, it turns off the TV, it put my phone to the airplane mode, and many things else. It plans to do that and call multiple plugins for that to handle these changes. And I'll go to bed. You see? That's what makes it so much strong. It all depends on your creativity. it's a very strong feature. It's a very strong technology, and it's really a high level one. For example, if you're C Sharp, if you're a .NET developer, when using iChat clients and I don't know OpenAI API clients, these are low level solutions when working with AI. But if you want a high level one, Semantic Kernel is what you're looking for. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed that. Just like and subscribe. See you in the next videos.